Did you know that men and women between the ages of 20 and 24 are more likely to get divorced? 41% of first marriages in America end in divorce, according to Divorce Statistics of America. But that is nothing compared to the 1980s. Divorce is a slowly decreasing issue in the United States. Today I'll talk about the rate of divorce in the U.S., why so many people are getting divorced, and ways that couples can keep the marriage. Divorce rates data, 1858 to now, how it has changed, states that divorce rates in the U.S. have slowly decreased over the last decades, but is still a very large issue. Divorce rates were very low in the United States until the 1960s. That is when they started to climb.
Derek Chamberlain, please report to Mod 2. Derek
Divorce
Chamberlain to
hit its
Mod
peak
2.
in the 1980s, specifically in 1985, when the number of divorced people in the U.S. was 160,300. Since then, there has been a slow decline. In 2012, 118,140 people in the U.S. were divorced. Experts have given several reasons for this. Couples are starting to marry people within the same age group, which is helping them stay together. Also, people are getting married earlier in their lives. For instance, John Luke Robertson from the TV reality show Duck Dynasty is getting married, and he is 19 years old. Now, it's good that the number of people are getting divorced is dropping, but divorce is still a big deal in America. In 2011, Nevada led all states with divorce rates of 14.6%. In order to figure out the rate, they take a group of 1,000 people and find out how many have or are divorced within the 1,000. And they do that for the entire state and then put the numbers into the computer, and then the computer tells them the rate. I'll also point out that Nevada has the highest marriage rate with 65.4%. Even though divorce is decreasing, many people, for many reasons, are still deciding to end their marriage. There are many reasons why people are getting divorced. According to the top 10 reasons marriages end in divorce, there are 10 major factors that decide the end of a marriage. Those factors are lack of communication, finances, feeling constrained, trust, expectations from each other, your spouse doesn't understand or fulfill your needs, quick changes in lifestyle, insecurity, religious and cultural differences, and abuse. Now let's break those down just a little bit. Lack of communication is a major reason divorces occur. If you don't express your feelings or keep the communication line open between each other, then your marriage will be very tough. Finances are another big reason for divorce. Money starts to become the main point of arguing and quickly summons divorce. Many people feel constrained during their marriage. They feel like they can't achieve certain goals because their partner isn't helping them or supporting them, which quickly leads to divorce. Marriage is very hard when you don't trust your partner. People who do not trust their spouse can find their marriage end very quickly. In a marriage, if a spouse doesn't meet expectations, an invisible wall almost starts to form between the two. If your partner doesn't want to know your interests or desires, then they probably don't want to go the distance with you. This can lead to a fast divorce or a fast marriage. If you and your spouse cannot adapt to the quick changes in life, then it will be hard for your guys' marriage to be completely in harmony. Insecurity and jealousy are not good for a marriage. They tend to lead to fights and distrust, which eventually leads to divorce. If you and your spouse are not on the same page when it comes to religious and cultural beliefs, then it can become very hard to continue to have a happy marriage, and it can lead to plenty of conflict. As for abuse, it often causes a speedy and quick marriage. Now, contrary to everything I just said, there are also things that couples can do to avoid divorce and continue a happy marriage. There are several ways that people in a marriage can avoid divorce. The article, How to Save Your Marriage, states that to save your marriage, you must start with the 3 L's. Listen, learn, and love. Listen to what is bothering your spouse. Learn what you can do to fix or change what is bothering them and continue to move on loving each other. Another way is to get counseling. Marital counselors seem to be like a house for a worn down, or seem to be like a house with a worn down outside, but inside it's very nice. For most couples, all they see is the outside, and they don't try. They say it's just a waste of time. But those who do travel inside do see the beauty inside the house, meaning that counselors help the couple and they can continue to have a happy marriage. If you don't think that counseling is for you, use the list I talked about earlier. See if your marriage is struggling from one of the issues and fix it. So we've covered the large yet slowly decreasing issue of divorce and what it looks like in America. We've seen what major issues lead to divorce and ways to save a marriage. Divorce is the quick way to end a marriage, to become just another statistic. Don't become another statistic. Instead, fight for your marriage and pledge to stay in it for the long haul. If you can do this, then you just might live happily ever after.